A Canada Music Industry Guide. Chapter 1. The Canadian Music Industry 1. Canada Music Business Guide. Canada's music market is about selling online music, performing live gigs and selling music products, be it lessons, instruments, supplies, or fan materials. Canada's record labels are deeply involved in the digital music revolution. YouTube is big for music. All you need is a free YouTube to MP3 software program. Just type that term into a search engine, free YouTube to MP3 software, download a program and start converting YouTube videos to MP3 music files. About half of Canadians say they have not ever bought downloadable music. The people that do spend $54 on average per year. Some Canadians pay a monthly subscription fee to get music channels on TV or on the computer. As a musician, you can license your music to a content company or digital service and be fairly compensated for your work. The types of licenses vary depending on the type of digital music service. The rights may be licensed directly from rights holders or, if tariffs apply, from collectives, under predefined terms. Reproduction right is the right of performers and songwriters/music publishers to control copying of their music. Communication right is the right of music labels, performers and songwriters/music publishers to be paid when their music is transmitted, shown, streamed, or downloaded to the public by telecommunications. Go to connectmusic.ca to learn about licensing your music. Services that provide music downloads in Canada are iTunes Canada, Hip Digital, Pure Tracks, 7 Digital, HMV Digital, Bell Artists. Sound recordings are licensed directly with each record label. Reproduction rights in musical works, compositions, are licensed under Copyright Board tariffs. Non-interactive streaming is fully controlled by the provider. Users from the public cannot control the content streamed. Semi-interactive streaming allows users to listen to playlists or fast-forward and skip tracks. Streaming operations in Canada are Galaxy Mobile, Slacker Radio, CBC Music. Sound recordings can be licensed through Connect Music Licensing, for English Canada, and Ciproc, for Quebec. They represent over 1,000 record labels in Canada. There are online/mobile on-demand streaming services where users have full control over selection and timing of the tracks streamed. These services in Canada are Spotify, Sony Music Unlimited, Deezer, Microsoft Groove. Artists/record labels 1. Services that stream music videos in Canada are YouTube, Vivo, Canada Music Industry Resources, connectmusic.ca, 416-922-8727. Connect Music Licensing administers licensing in Canada for music recordings and videos on behalf of copyright owners, usually record companies. CS Ecommerce Sodrak Inc. CMRRA-SODRAC.ca, 416-926-1966. CSI at CMRRA-SODRAC.ca. CSI licenses reproduction rights in the joint repertoire of CMRRA and Sodrak to music users, including radio stations, background music services and online music services. CMRRA and Sodrak represent songwriters and music publishers in the Canadian marketplace. Resound Music Licensing Company, Resound.ca, 416-355-8323. Resound represents artist and record companies. Saucon Society of Composers, Authors, and Music Publishers of Canada, SOCAN.ca, 416-445-8700. Saucon is the copyright collective that administers the performing rights of Canadian and international music creators and publishers by licensing their musical works in Canada. Ciproc Quebec Collective Society for the rights of makers of sound and video recordings. SOPROQ.org. 514-842-5147. SOPROQ.org. SAPROC administers licensing for the reproduction of sound recordings and reproduction and broadcast of music videos. Canada major record labels. Sony Music Canada. SonyMusic.ca 416-589-3168. Universal Music Canada. UniversalMusic.ca 416-718-4422. uMusic.com. Warner Music Canada. WarnerMusic.ca 416-758-1126. Indie record labels. 6.8.2. Records 682records.com 705-523-9682. 604 Records 604records.com 604-681-1410. Lighterganrecords.com. Awesome Music. AwesomeMusic.ca. Asim. Awesome. Awan. 416-583-5050. Coalition Music. Coalitionent.com. 416-755-0025. CoalitionMusic.com. Dynalone Music Inc. DynaloneRecords.com. 416-585-7885. BedlamMusicMGT.com. Distribution Select. Distributionselect.ca 514-566-8098. E1 Music E1Distribution.ca 212-353-8800. EntoAnyGroup.com. MapleCore Ltd. MapleCore.com. 416-961-1040. MapleMusic.com. Quinlan Road QuinlanRoad.com. 44207-435-7706. ArdentMusic.co.uk. Slate Music SlateMusic.com. 416-934-7419. Slate.com. Troubadour Music Inc. TroubadourMusic.net. Canadian Music Biz Resources. Canadian Independent Music Association. CIMAmusic.ca 416-485-3152. IFPI Digital Music Report includes list of leading digital music services in Canada. ifpi.org/digital-music-report.php. PwC Global Entertainment and Media Outlook. pwc.com/ca/entertainment-media/outlook/index.jhtml. Music tariffs certified by the Copyright Board of Canada. cb-cda.gc.ca/tariffs-tariffs-index-e.html. ProMusic's global list of digital music services. pro-music.org. Licensing digital music in Canada. 85 Mowat Avenue, Toronto, on M6K3E3. 416-967-7272. MusicCanada.com. @ music_Canada. Facebook.com/MusicCanada. Canadian Music Biz websites. CIRPA.ca, trade association supporting independent Canadian music. CRI.ca, Recording Industry Association. 604records.com. 682records.com. AwesomeMusic.ca. Bandmix.ca, musicians meet and talk online. Bandmix.ca/music-industry. CanadasMusicIncubator.com. CanadasTalent.com/Canadian-music. CanadianMusicTrade.com. CanadianMusicTrade.com. CareersInMusic.com. CareersInMusic.com/music-careers. CDJA.org, disc jockeys. Chebukto.ns.ca/culture/nscf/nscf-home.html, NS Choral Federation. semamusic.ca semamusic.ca/advocacy/Canada's-independent-music-industry cirpa.ca, independent records. cleverjoe.com, Canadian musician resource. ergmusic.com/can/products.asp, Erg Music offers radio programmers, jukebox operators, and disc jockeys the opportunity to buy the best new music releases on a subscription basis. cmrra.ca, reproduction rights. cmrra.ca cmw.net, Canadian Music Week. coalitionent.com coc.ca, Opera Canada. collections-canada.gc.ca/cmpi-ipmc/index-e.html, Canadian Music Periodical Index. connectmusic.ca creativetransitions.ca torontomusicians.org/nucleus/ccentre.php/bpICOMM.com/internet/box/business/music_buyer.html dynaloanrecords.com distributionselect.ca emmymusic.ca, Emmy Music Canada, Canadian site for Emmy Music. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Canadian_music_genres en.wikipedia.org/wiki/music_Canada, Music Canada is a Toronto-based, non-profit trade organization. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/music_of_Canada e1distribution.ca factor.ca, talent on records. festivalseeker.com, Canada. ifpi.org/content/section_statistics/index ifpi.org/digital-music-report.php jazzaandblues.ca jazzeast.com lacostamusic.com, music contracts, music business articles. mayswan.ca maplecore.com myac.net, MIAC, Music Industries Association of Canada. mians.ns.simpiatico.ca, Music Industry NS. muchmusic.com, Music TV Canada. musicbizacademy.com musiccanada.com 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 musicdirectorycanada.com musicdirectorycanada.com musicpowers.com/musicbusiness nam.org/categories/tags/Canadian-music-industry newmusiccanada.ca/genres ns.simpiatico.ca/mconservatory, Maritime Conservatory of Performing Arts omd.on.ca/industry_profiles/music_industry_profile.htm ontariocolleges.ca/search results/arts-culture-music-business pmi.org, Pacific Music Industry professionalsound.com pro-music.org pwc.com/ca/en/entertainment-media/outlook/index.jhtml quinlanroad.com raffinews.com/contact resound.ca sbl.ca, Sound Broadcasting, Limited slatemusic.com socaN.ca socaN.ca, composers, authors and music publishers, performing rights group. Songbirdmusic.com, Canada's largest used music instrument store. Songwriters.ca Sony.ca sonymusic.ca sonymusic.ca saparoq.org sria.sk.ca, Saskatchewan Recording Industry. SymphonyNovaScotia.ca, 494-3820. Taxi.com/music-industry/music-industry.html SoMusicians.com, Toronto Symphony. umusic.ca/careers/universal-music-canada-inc-internship-program universalmusic.ca, vancouverbands.com/resource directory/directory main.html, warnermusic.ca, workandculture.on.ca, a resource for art and cultural careers in Canada. Canadian Academy of Recording Arts and Science, 355 King St. West, number 501, Toronto, on MSV1J6, 416-485-3135, fax, 416-485-4978, caras@juno-awards.ca, juno-awards.ca, Music Industries Association of Canada, 33 Medhurst Road, Toronto, on M4B1B2, 416-490-1871, fax, 416-490-0369, info@myac.net, myac.net, Canadian Recording Industry Association, 800-668-8820, CRI.ca, Playback, 366 Adelaide Street West, number 500, Toronto, on M5V1R9, 416-408-2300, fax, 416-408-0870, C. McDonald@brunico.com, Premier Video Magazine, 102 Atlantic Avenue, number 100, Toronto, on M6K1X9, 416-539-8800, fax, 416-539-8511, Wolinote, 720 Bathurst Street, number 503, Toronto, on M5S2R4, 416-323-2232, fax, 416-603-4791, info@thuholinote.com, thuholinote.com, Canada Music Job Websites, ca.indeed.com/Canadian-music-jobs, ca.indeed.com/music-jobs, ca.yamaha.com, canadajobs.com, entertainmentone.com/careers, entertainmentone.com/careers/job-opportunities, careerjet.ca, careersinmusic.com, sonymusic.com/careers, spotify.com/jobs, spotify.com/jobs/opportunities, thebalance.com/choosing-a-music-career-101-2460891, thebalance.com/musicians-4073990, berkeley.edu/pdf/music_salary_guide.pdf, canadamusic-academy.ca/careers/careers.html, careerjet.ca, Canada Jobs, disneycareers.com, entertainmentcareers.net/music-jobs, indeed.com/q-music-festival-jobs.html, indeed.com/q-music-industry-jobs.html, mediajobsearchcanada.com, musiclibraryassociation.org/?page=jobs and careers, nmc.ca/careers, sonymusic.ca/careers, teachingabroaddirect.co.uk/teaching-jobs/music, umusic.ca/careers, universalmusic.com/careers, warnermusiccareers.com/careers, workopolis.com/jobsearch/music-jobs, workopolis.com/jobsearch/music-jobs/Toronto-Ontario, yamaha.com/careers/home.html. Chapter 2. The Canadian Music Industry 2. Canadian Music Teacher. artsalive.ca/en/mus/musicresources/teachers.html, music resources for teachers, National Arts Centre, Ottawa. Canadian.teachers.net. getlicenseno.com, Music Teacher Directory. cfmta.org, Canadian Federation of Music Teachers Associations. srmta.com, Saskatchewan Registered Music Teachers Association. allertyschools.com, Music Schools. southfrasermusic.com, South Fraser Branch, BC Registered Music Teachers. cleverjoe.com, Canadian Musician Resource, Canada's Music Industry Guide. chooseyourteacher.com/music/canada-music-teachers.html, private music lessons. ormta.org, Ontario Registered Music Teachers Association. coalitionformusic.ca, Coalition for Music Education in Canada. armtaedmonton.ab.ca, Edmonton Branch, Alberta Registered Music Teachers Association. emcnotes.com, lesson plans, rubrics, teacher resource manuals. musicteacherpages.com. newskolofmusic.com/mln.canada.htm. musiccreators.ca. Canadian Classified Ads. Look in the websites of local newspapers. kijiji.ca. craigslist.org. gdaclassified.ca, Toronto. classifiedextra.ca, classified ads to buy and sell in Canada. buyandSell.ca. classifieds.canada.com. torontopost.biz. canadaclassifieds.com. canoe.ca. seansel.com. justcanadian.com. kijiji.ca. nbclassified.com. toronto.kijiji.ca, Toronto Free Classifieds. Canadian Audio Production Companies. 29productions.ca, 29 Productions Incorporated, Vancouver, BC. 29 Productions Incorporated, BC. avwtelav.com, avwtelav, Toronto, on. avwtelav, on. bmg.com, BMG Music Canada, on. BMG Music Canada. cherrybeachsound.com, Cherry Beach Sound, on. Cherry Beach Sound. cooljazzcreatives.com, Cool Jazz Creatives, Montreal, QC. Cool Jazz Creatives, QC. dandelionediting.com, Dandelion Editing, on. Dandelion Editing. davisvilleproductions.com, Davisville Productions, Burlington, on. Davisville Productions. dbaudio.ca, DB Audio, on. DB Audio. dayshawstudios.com, Dayshaw Studios, on. Dayshaw Studios. dickdrew.com, Drew Marketing Productions Limited, Duncan, BC. Drew Marketing Productions Limited, Duncan. digitalsoundmagic.com, Digital Sound Magic, BC. Digital Sound Magic. diddybass.com, Diddy Bass Incorporated, Victoria, BC. Diddy Bass Inc. dzstudio.ca, Digital Zen Studio. Digital Zen Studio. iricharimusic.com, Eric Harry Music Limited, on. Eric Harry Music Limited. ethnicvoicetalent.com, Ethnic Voice Talent, EVT, on. Ethnic Voice Talent, EVT. evelyndatl.com, Evelyn Datel Music, on. Evelyn Datel Music. francoexpress.8m.com, Francophony Express, QC. Francophony Express. frishcornav.com, Frishcorn Audio Visual, Mississauga, on. Frishcorn Audio Visual. ggrp.com, Griffiths, Gibson, and Ramsey, BC. Griffiths. greenhouse-studios.com, Greenhouse Studios, BC. Greenhouse Studios. HealyDisc.com, Healy Disc Manufacturing, on. Healy Disc Manufacturing. HillsVideo.com, Hills Video Productions, on. Hills Video Productions. ImagineWordsAndMusic.com, Imagine Words and Music, BC. Imagine Words and Music. InceptionSound.com, Inception Sound Studio, on. Inception Sound Studio. JSASports.com, JSA Sports Network Limited, Calgary, IB. JSA Sports Network Limited, IB. KeenMusic.ca, Keen Music, Voice and Sound Design, on. Keen Music. Ksync.ca/ksync, Kitchen Sync Digital Audio, on. Kitchen Sync Digital Audio. LawStudioProd.com, LA. Studio Productions, Lethbridge, IB. LA. Studio Productions, Liston's Lyric Productions, on. Liston's Lyric Productions. MaverickFilms.com, Maverick Films, on. Maverick Films. MCSRecording.com, MCS Recording Studios, on. MCS Recording Studios. MetalWorksStudios.com, Metalworks Studios, on. Metalworks Studios. MetroComAv.net, Metrocom Audio Visual Limited Toronto, on. Metrocom Audio Visual Limited Toronto. MidCan.com, Mid-Canada Productions, Winnipeg, MB. Mid-Canada Productions, MB. Mijo.com, DG Mijo, on. DG Mijo. MJM-Productions.com, MJM Productions, Hamilton, on. MJM Productions. MorningMusic.ca, Morning Music Limited, on. Morning Music Ltd. Moodizon.com, Moodmaster Music, Orleans, on. Moodmaster Music. Musicworks.ca, Musicworks Exploration in Sound, on. Musicworks Exploration in Sound. NightingaleMusic.com, Nightingale Music Productions, on. Nightingale Music Productions. OnAir.ca, On Air Digital Audio, IB. On Air Digital Audio. OptimumProd.com, Optimum Productions, on. Optimum Productions. PNAgency.com, Performance Network Agency, PNA, on. Performance Network Agency, PNA. PostmodernSound.com, Postmodern Sound Incorporated, BC. Postmodern Sound Inc. Prismazound.com, Syndicate Music and Sound, on. Syndicate Music and Sound. QuarryLane.ca, Quarry Lane Productions Alexandria, on. Quarry Lane Productions Alexandria. RareMethod.com, Rare Method Productions, IB. Rare Method Productions. 6degrees.ca, 6 Degrees Studios Incorporated, IB. 6 Degrees Studios Inc. SoundArt.com, Sound Art Canada, MB. Sound Art Canada. Sound-ideas.com, Sound Ideas, Richmond Hill, on. Sound Ideas. SoundKitchenStudios.com, Sound Kitchen Studios, BC. Sound Kitchen Studios. SoundsCreativeTeam.com, Sound Creative Broadcast, on. Sound Creative Broadcast. SoundVenture.com, Sound Venture Productions, Ottawa, on. Sound Venture Productions. SpinnakerSound.com, Spinnaker Sound, White Rock, BC. Spinnaker Sound, Stonehenge Incorporated, on. Stonehenge Inc. Strongco.com, Strongco Audio Visuals, on. Strongco Audio Visuals. STUDIO92CANADA.com, Studio 92, on. Studio 92. StudioMobile.com, LE Studio Mobile, QC. LE Studio Mobile. StudiosPR.com, SPR Incorporated, QC. SPR Inc. SuperGmusic.com, Super G Music, BC. Super G Music. SyndicateSound.com, Syndicate Sound, on. Syndicate Sound. TalkingDogStudios.com, Talking Dog Studios, Regina, SK. Talking Dog Studios, SK. Tiambra.com, Tumbre Productions Incorporated, on. Tumbre Productions Inc. TheBachAudio.com, Beach Advanced Audio Prod, epub. Beach Advanced Audio Prod. TheKyofe.com, Key of eMusic Solutions, on. Key of eMusic Solutions. ThetaPeCompany.com, The Tape Company, Markham, on. The Tape Company. ThirdWaveProductions.com, Third Wave Productions, Laval, QC. Third Wave Productions. TVA.ca, TVA Group, QC. TVA Group. VoiceBoy.com, Jeff Reckner VoiceBoy, BC. Jeff Reckner VoiceBoy. VoxTalent.com, Vox Talent, on. Vox Talent. WellesleySound.com, Wellesley Sound Studio Limited, on. Wellesley Sound Studio Ltd. Westbury.com, Westbury National Show Systems Limited, on. Westbury National Show Systems Limited, on. Chapter 3. Canadian Music Info. Canadian Music Websites. Bandmix.ca. cbcmusic.ca. Mixtapemagazine.ca. JazzaNDBlues.ca. CanadianMusicians.com. MusicCanada.com. MusicDirectoryCanada.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/music_of_Canada. What'sUpToronto.com, Toronto. Overhere.com/clubs.hdm, Ontario. NewMusicCanada.ca/genres collections Canada.gc.ca. Canoe.ca. EARSHOT-ONLINE.com, Campus and Community Radio. MusicCreators.ca, Canadian Music Creators Coalition. Exclaim.ca, music newspaper, free. URBnet.com. CleverJoe.com, Canadian Musician Resource, Canada's Music Industry Guide. HalifaxMFest.com. HalifaxPopExplosion.com. NewMusicCanada.com. Archives.cbc.ca. LamusIC.ca, Music Store. DigitalHome.ca. MusicCityCanada.com. MusicEUcon.com. CanadianPrintMusic.com. MyAct.net, Canada's interactive electronic billboard for the music, sound and lighting products industry, a national, non-profit trade association. MyAct.net/tradeshow.php, by Canadian Music Products. MusicDirectoryCanada.com. iNetVideo.ca. CanadianMusicCafe.com. CanadianMusicTrade.com. uMusic.ca. CanadianPianoPage.com. CookKen.ca. AcousticRoof.ca, Concerts at Homes. ActionArtistK.ca. AlbertaMusicFestival.org. ALIEN8RECORDINGS.com. AllCanadianJazz.ca. APORIA-RECORDS.com. RDK.com, Custom Printing. ArtsAlive.ca. AtlanticFringe.com. AtlanticJazzFestival.ca. AttackRecords.net. AUD-IO.com, 866-488-1678, CD duplication. BBEmusic.com. BeatGoSun.com, used CDs. BelarusArtsCenter.com, Belarus Arts Center. ByGent.ca, Big Entertainment. BigMediaFactory.com, 888-397-8624, Recording Studio. BlackHenMusic.com. BloodshotRecords.com. bluesincanada.com, bruceguthrow.com, Bruce Guthrow, buck65.com, bucketruck.nfld.net, c12records.com, calgaryfolkfest.com, campbelljohn.ca, John Campbell John, canopy.com, Canadian Aboriginal Festival, canadapodcast.ca, canadianbands.com, canadianbrass.com, canadianculture.com/music.html, canadianmusic.com, canadianmusician.com, canadianmusictrade.com, canbrass.com, canhdiane.com, canhdiane.com, Canadian Music, canmusic.com, canoe.ca/JamusiC charts, canoe.ca/music/pop_encyclopedia, capebretonlive.com, capitalmusic.ca, capitalmusic.ca, carazonline.ca, cbc.ca/dnto, cbc.ca/globalvillage, music around the world, cbc.ca/spotlight, cbmusic.com, Cape Breton Music, ccma.org, Canadian County Music Awards, cdja.org, Canada, cdplus.com, chamberfest.com, Ottawa Chamber Music Festival, July, chardnet.com, chebukto.ns.ca/b Wheaton, Bruce Wheaton, chebukto.ns.ca/jrice/main.html, Jim Rice, chemicalsound.com, Recording Studio, Toronto, chumfm.com, cirpa.ca, Canadian Independent Record Production, classifiedlive.net, cmeabaesection.org/ada or gs.html, Canadian Music Organizations, cmtcanada.com, Country Music, cmw.net, Canada Music Week, coalitionformusic.ca, Coalition for Music Education in Canada, coc.ca, Opera, coxc.com, Country Singing Contest, colorstickers.com, colorstickers.com, 888-878-4765, makes stickers, columbiaHouseCanada.com, columbiaHouseCanada.com, mail order CD sales, coolandstrange.com, coolname.com/coma, counterflowrecordings.com, culturenet.ca, culturenet.ca/cmc, cyberbeach.net/country, dbsduplication.com, 888-565-8882, CD duplication, dcmf.com, Dawson City, Yukon, Music Festival, decibel.ca, deeprootsmusic.ca, Wolfville, NS, Festival, dependentmusic.com, digital.ca, digitalgroove.com, dionysus.ca, disherd.com, discovercalgary.com/jazzcalgary, dmccanada.com, drpiano.ca, Halifax, Piano Store, drivethroughrecords.com, purevolume.com, drjamies.com, does posters for musicians, earlymusic.bc.ca, earshotonline.com, community radio report, eastcoastblues.ca, eastcoastblues.ca, East Coast Blues Society, eastcoastcountdown.com, East Coast Countdown, ecma.ca, East Coast Music Awards, electricleisland.com, emd.ca/index.html, emd artist representation, emmymusic.ca, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Canadian_music_center, holds Canada's largest collection of Canadian concert music, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Canadian_music_week, held in Toronto. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/French-Canadian_music en.wikipedia.org/wiki/music_of_Canada endearingrecords.com essentialmusic.ca evolvefestival.com experiencehuman.com factor.ca helps musicians frwaybuttons.com buttons for musicians festivalofthesound.on.ca Perry Sound on classical music fimav.qc.ca music festival Quebec fishfree.com folkalliancecanada.org folkfest.sk.ca folkelorama.ca Winnipeg folkontherocks.com music festival Yellowknife freeflow.ca local music from Vancouver freeze.com/cbl, bands frostbite.net music festival Whitehorse fusion3.com record producer glenhall.com grandfestival.blogspot.com grslink.com/icefest, country fest Dauphin Manitoba guitarchives.com halbruce.com Hal Bruce halifaxpopexplosion.com handofhoperecords.com harrisinstitute.com music school Toronto harvestjazzblues.nb.ca Jazz and Blues Festival Fredericton heritagesite.com Aboriginal rock country band hfxmusicfest.com hiphopcanada.com honenes.com 403-299-0130 Piano Competition Calgary hopelessrecords.com houseofrock.ca House of Rock hungryirecords.com hypermusic.ca iciweb.com imwithstupid.ca intellis.net/festival Baroque Lamech, Festival of Baroque Music, Lamech, NB interlog.com/New Jersey-O, folk music io.org/New Jersey-O/res/artist/html jam.canoe.ca/music/pop_encyclopedia, Canadian pop music encyclopedia jazzcanadiana.on.ca jazzeast.com 800-565-7345 Jazz Festival Atlantic Area jazzfest.markham.on.ca jazzwinnipeg.com juno-awards.ca juno-awards.ca Juno Awards keepthemusiccoming.com kickinthehead.com the ultimate guide to Canadian music kimkinraid.com/blog, kimkinraid lacquerchannel.com recording studio lanaudr.org 800-561-4343 Classical Music Festival Montreal lastgangrecords.com leonmcclellan.com Leon McClellan linusentertainment.com liquoranpokermusic.com long-mcquade.com instruments longmcquade.com musical instruments mapleblues.ca maplemusic.com maritimebeetleevent.com Maritime Beetle Event maritimeconservatory.com Concert Hall, Halifax mattminglewood.com Matt Minglewood merchguy.com T-shirts, etc. mergerrecords.com metromusic.ca Halifax Music Store metronomecanada.com Concert Hall, Toronto means.ca Music Industry Association NS means.ca Music Industry Association of Nova Scotia mipc.nb.ca/folksong, Miramichi Folk Festival midheaven.com midheaven.com midimite.com mintrex.com monkey-boy.com/cmusic. MontrealJazzFestival.com, 800-367-7777. moogaudio.com, musical instruments. moonmusic.nfld.com/sjfac, folk festival, St. John's. mostlytunes.com. mrburn.com, CD duplicating. muchmusic.com. muchmusic.com. muchvibe.ca. museums.ualberta.ca/dig/humanhist/art/eth. music.dal.ca. musicbymailcanada.com. musicbymailcanada.com. musiccanada.com. musicdirectorycanada.com. musicmanufacturing.com, 800-667-4237, recording studio. musicnovascotia.ca, Music Nova Scotia. musicring.htm. musicstop.com, musical instruments, Halifax. musicwest.com. musicworld.ca. napster.ca. nationalsmothjazzawards.com. network.ca. network.com, Record.co. newmusiccanada.ca. newmusiccanada.com. newmusiccanada.com. newmusicwest.com. nfo.net/can/cannedb.html, bands. nlc-bnc.ca/wap/cmpi, Canadian Music Periodical Index. nomusicology/ nor.com/nwc. northernjourney.com/cdnfolk/kenfest.html, links to artists, festivals, and concerts. novascotiabluegrass.com. ns.simpiatico.ca/nsyo, Nova Scotia Youth Orchestra. nsclassicrock.8m.com, Nova Scotia Classic Rock, East Coast Rock Acts of the Past. nsclassicrock.8m.com/rrh/amain.html, Nova Scotia Rock Heaven, Music Industry People of the Past. nsonline.com/entertainment_and_leisure/music, Nova Scotia Online, Music. nuff-ent.com, Caribbean Music. nxne.com, Music Festival, Toronto. nyoc.org, Youth Orchestra. oc.ca/links, Orchestra Canada. omnidisc.net, 877-644-5544, CD duplicating. ottawa-bluesfest.ca. ottawafolk.com. pamarsh.com, Pam Marsh. pch.gc.ca/music, International Music Day, October 1st. phdcanada.com. planetcool.ca. polyvinylrecords.com. popstars.ca. positivevibrationscanada.com. predisc.com, 866-530-0770, CD duplication. procd.com, 877-887-4324, CD duplicating. ptrmusic.com. puretracks.com. purpleskyunkrecords.com. randybachman.com. randybachman.com, Randy Bachman. redmusiccanada.com. reginacmphony.com. rehearsalfactory.com, 877-366-1525, recording studio. resbluez.com, native music. rawtradeamerica.com. rounder.com. saltwaterrosesmusic.com, Saltwater Roses. sambanova.org, Samba Nova. samcd.com, Canada. samthrecordman.com. sandbarmusic.com. saskjazz.com. scratchrecords.com. secretlycanadian.com. shinefactory.com. simplymusic.com. 6degreesrecords.com. sixshooterrecords.com, smallmanrecords.com, smellslikerecords.com, songwriters.ca, sonicradio.com, sonicrecords.ca, sonicunion.com, recordco, sonicunionstore.com, sonymusic.ca, soundwayrecords.com, soundworksaudio.com, spacegepop.com, sparksmusic.com, secretcityrecords.com, spectrazonic.com, springmanrecords.com, stcecilia.ca, stickkurthing.com, makes stickers, stomprecords.com, stonyplanerecords.com, streetdance.ca, stumblerecords.com, subpop.com, suddendeath.com, sxsw.com, South by Southwest Music Conference, talentmatch.com, terryfvic.com, jazz party, terry-kelly.com, Terry Kelly, thecoast.ca, Atlantic newspaper, thefestival.bc.ca, Vancouver Folk Music Festival, thehegraemusic.com, theiceberg.com, themadrigal.com, music store, Halifax, thespeadginks.com, ticketmaster.ca, timebandits.pixo.com, Time Bandits, tojazz.com, tomleymusic.ca, Canadian Music Store, tiribus.com, Music Career School, tribe.ca, tso.on.ca, Toronto Symphony, tunevault.com, ualberta.ca/Davies, ualberta.ca/folkways alive, folk music, umusic.ca, unb.ca/finearts/music/camp, summer music festival, Fredericton, undergroundoperations.com, universalcanada.com, universalzool.com, uoguelph.ca/jazzfest, valleygrass.ca, vancouverjazz.com/Canada, Canadian jazz sites, victoryrecords.com, virginmusic.ca, viso.bc.ca, Vancouver Symphony, warnermusic.ca, warprecords.com, weirphoenix.com, weiraremyrecords.com, winnipegfolkfestival.ca, 204-231-0096, xlrecordings.com, yamaha.ca, Yamaha, musical instruments, yourq.ca/CSTM, Canadian Society for Traditional Music, yourq.ca/CSTM/related links.htm, yourmusiczone.com, zed.cbc.ca, alternative music, zoonconcertseries.ca, outdoor music festival, zoonier.com, Canadian music organizations, cums-smuc.ca, Canadian University Music Society, orfcanada.ca, Carl Orff Canada Music Education, Canadian Internet Music, myspace.com/Canada, lamusic.ca, spotify.com, streama.com, North America, Canada, Ontario, acuradio.com/Canadian, axmusic.com, cbc.ca/live/cbc-music.html, cbcmusic.ca, emmymusic.ca, emusic.com, frankrobert.music.com/blog/Canadian-online-music-stores, free-internet-music-of-canada.html, huffingtonpost.ca/music, django.com, curvemusic.com, onlineradiostations.com/radio-stations/canada.html, pandora.com/Canada, radioguide.fm/internet-radio-Canada. Canadian concert listings. Experience2.com, Toronto. muchmusic.com/music/concert listings. clive.canoe.ca. concertgroove.com. zoonconcertseries.ca. Canadian College and Community Radio websites. ncra.ca, National Campus and Community Radio Association. caperradio.com, Sydney, NS. cfbu.ca, St. Catharines, on. cfcr.ca, Saskatoon, SK. cfmu.mcmaster.ca, Hamilton, on. cfou.ca, La Radio Campus des étudiants de l'Université du Québec à Trois-Rivières. cfrc.ca, Kingston, on. cfreradio.com, Mississauga, on. cfru.ca, Guelph, on. cfur.ca, Prince George, BC. cfuv.uvic.ca, Victoria. chly.ca, Nanaimo, BC. chmr.ca, St. John's, NF. choq.fm, Montreal. chrwradio.com, London, on. chry.fm, North York, on. chsrfm.ca, Fredericton, NB. chuo.fm, Ottawa. chiz.ca, Quebec City. cism893.ca, Montreal. citr.ca, Student Radio Society of UBC. ciut.fm, Toronto, on. cjam.ca, Windsor, on. cjlo.com, Montreal. cjli.net, kootenaykoopradio.com, Nelson, BC. cjmq.fm, Sherbrooke, QC. cjsf.ca, Burnaby, BC. cjsr.com, Edmonton, Ib. cjsw.com, Calgary. cjum.com, umfm.com, Winnipeg. ckdu.ca, Halifax. ckln.fm, Toronto. cklu.ca, Sudbury, on. ckmsfm.ca, Waterloo, on. cqua.org, Edmonton, Ib. ccut.ca, Montreal. ckuw.ca, Winnipeg. cksu.com, Lethbridge, Ib. coopradio.org, Vancouver Cooperative Radio. fusionradio.ca, Toronto. indiefm.ca, Mohawk College Radio, Hamilton, on. luradio.ca, Thunder Bay, on. mta.ca/chm Sackville, NB. radiocfsu.ca, Antigonish, NS. thex.ca, Kamloops, BC. unbsj.ca/cfmh, St. John, NB. Canadian music products for sale. Exclaim.ca. thecoast.ca. coremusicworld.ca. kellysmusic.ca. axmusic.com. Chapter 4. Canadian Classical Music by Province. Alberta. Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra, CPO. 205 8th Avenue. SE. Calgary, IB, T2G0K9. 403-571-0270. htn.com/cpo. Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, SO. 9720 102nd Avenue. NW. Edmonton, IB, T5J4B2. 780-428-1108. 780-428-1414. 800-563-5081, Box Office. Fax, 780-425-0167. edmontonzmphony.ab.ca. British Columbia. Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, VSO. 601, Smithy St. Vancouver, BC, V6B5G1. 604-684-9100. 604-976-3434. Fax, 604-684-9264. culturenet.ca/VSO. Manitoba. The Winnipeg Symphony, DUSO. Number 101. 555, Main St. Winnipeg, MB, R3B1C3. 204-949-3999. 204-949-3950. wso.mb.ca. Nova Scotia. Symphony Nova Scotia. Number 301. 5657, Spring Garden. POG 218. Halifax, NS, B3J3R4. 800-874-1669. 902-421-1300. sns.ns.simpiatico.ca. Ontario. Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony. 101, Queen St. North. Kitchener, on, N2H6P7. 519-745-4711. kwsymphony.on.ca. National Arts Centre Orchestra, NACO. POG 1534, STN. B. Ottawa, on, K1P5W1. 613-947-7000. nac-can.ca. National Youth Orchestra of Canada, NYO. 1032, Bathurst St. Toronto, on, M5R3G7. 416-532-4470. Fax, 416-532-6879. nyoc.org. Orchestra London, OL. 520, Wellington St. London, on, N6A3R1. 517-679-8778. Fax, 517-679-8914. Ottawa Symphony Orchestra, OSO. Number 501. 1390, Prince of Wales Drive. Ottawa, on, K2C3N6. 613-224-4982. Tafelmusik Baroque Orchestra. 427, Bloor St. West. Toronto, on, M5S1X7. 416-964-9562. Fax, 416-964-2782. tafelmusik.org. The Toronto Symphony, TSO. 212 King St. W. Number 550. Toronto, on M5H1K5. 416-598-0422. 416-593-7769. tso.on.ca. The Toronto Mendelssohn Choir. 60, Simcoe St. Toronto, on M5J2H5. 416-598-0422. Fax, 416-598-2992. tmchoir.org. Quebec. Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal. Montreal Symphony Orchestra, MSO. 260 Boulevard de Maisonneuve W. 2nd floor. Montreal, QCH2X2J4. 514-842-3402. Fax, 514-842-0728. osm.ca. Orchestre Symphonique de Québec. 130 Grande Allée W. Quebec, QCG1R2G7. 418-643-5598. McGill Chamber Orchestra. 800 Bull. Rennes-Lévesque W. Number 450. Montreal, QCH3D1X9. 514-871-1224. Canadian Opera Career. Opera Canada Magazine. Number 244. 366 Adelaide St East. Toronto, on M5A3X9. 416-363-0395. Fax 416-363-0396. Canadian Opera Company, Coq. 227 Front St East. Toronto, on M5A1E8. 416-363-6671. Fax 416-363-5584. coc.ca. Opera Atelier. 87 Avenue Road. Toronto, on M5R3R9. 416, 925. 3767. Opera de Montreal, ODM. 260 Boulevard de Maisonneuve W. Montreal, QCH2X2J4. 514-985-2222. 514-985-2258. operademontreal.qc.ca. Vancouver Opera Company, VOC. Number 500. 845 Cambie St. Vancouver, BC V4B4Z9. 604-682-2871. 604-683-0222, Box Office. vanopera.bc.ca.